Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a heyoka empath, and I just like doing these little talks on the way I feel about things. And I just finished watching The Good Doctor, and I just really like that show, man. I just really am in alignment with the writers, and I like TV. TV's always kept me company. It's always been a nice distraction because I think about a lot of things, and sometimes my thinker just wants a break. So I'll tune into some stuff on some creative some stuff, and I really like The Good Doctor, and I made some notes so I remember, because it had like a few freaking poignant points or poignant subject matter. There's a few of them that I identified with that I wanted to talk about, and it's also in alignment with the world and how people are acting the world on a grand scale, because they're feeling like this on a personal scale, and faith in people is something, and I don't want to spoil too much about the episode, but something that's all I've always had, and it's been to it, and I look like a fool, because I'll go down with the ship. I'll believe in somebody until they do everything to prove that I'm wrong, and I've actually had people that really have gone to the extremes to prove that I'm wrong, and then I'm like, okay, I was wrong about them. But this is the life that we learn, and we learn about lessons, and I feel like, I feel about people a certain kind of way, and if I feel that somebody's mostly good, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and I don't do anything to save face to do that, because it's, our two connection, my relationship with one person, and how I see them, and isn't oftentimes, because I see backwards things, so when people look like when other people think people are terrible, I see the good in them, and whenever they're people, the main people, mostly people see the good in them, I see the bad, so, but people don't have a whole lot of faith in people, or the faith that they have in them is the faith that they're going to disappoint them and stuff, and drugs and alcohol are freaking prevalent today, and I don't know why people are so worried about, once every 2 months somebody dies of vaping, because every day freaking thousands of people are dying from alcohol-related incidents and health issues, and walk into the store and get that, so what are you tripping about vaping for, And opiates, big pharma, you guys making yourself billions of dollars for killing people, and so all of a sudden now you're going to fess up, and say, okay, we're going to stop doing what you never fucking should have been doing to begin with. Whatever. So things are turning around because people are becoming more wholly health conscious, mind, body, and spirit, and because more people like me are talking about it, and people are offering food, and more people like me are offering food for thought, and people are freaking checking out what we say, and they're finding their own way, yeah. So he had his first surgery today. That was the episode, and his friend gave him a pep talk, because he was nervous before, and it gave him an orange hat, and I was like, yes, because I identify with Dr. Sean Murphy. I think like him, I feel like him, and the only thing is I can explain a lot of those, and it's all energy, it's stimulation, because we're processing so many things at one time, most people are like, at any given time, they're like, maybe they're hungry, maybe they're cold, but some of us have had so many experiences and traumas in life that our spectrum is just broader, so we're more sensitive, People shouldn't scrutinize us, people should freaking give us a break, So, I thought the orange hat was kind of cool. And let's see what I say, orange hat and self-sacrifice, and that's what things didn't turn out, and he took all the things into account, and, the outcome wasn't what he planned, and so he had to let that go, and it created a great deal of stress in him, and people didn't know how to respond to that, and I know how to read that in kids, when kids, I saw a freaking lady the other day, kid was having a meltdown, and freaking on the sidewalk in front of a Petco, and she was trying to grab him and hold on to him, and I'm like, dude, he don't like you right now. That's the thing, is he don't want you touching him. You're his mom, and he loves you, but you're holding him against his will, and he don't like you right now. So that's when kids need to freaking learn to freaking, okay, you sit right here, I'm gonna sit right here, we're just gonna be quiet for 5 minutes. until he can recalibrate himself and calm himself down. No, I'm not saying leave the kid. I mean, you're going to sit right next to him, but just give him, kids don't, where they learn how to pause, Kids haven't learned in freaking 20 years since technology has existed how to, identify the vibrations in them with the feelings that they have, because they've been on mobile devices and playing games. And that don't hurt nobody's feelings, And they tune everything else out, That's why our AI is already here, man. We're already programmed. We're already, the kids are already like robots, Not a whole lot of, emotion there. Not all kids, just, a lot of them that have been raised by mobile devices. There's a lot of freaking indigo kids and freaking kids that are freaking gonna save the planet, so I ain't even worried about it. Because there's more good than freaking the robot kids. Oh. And I stand corrected. I said the other day, it is like if I, having small communities, and I want firearms in mine, and that's... I would like to see a world where there wasn't any firearms on it, a planet, and maybe that world exists one day, but it ain't gonna exist in my lifetime. I'm 45, I highly doubt that, so it would be ignorant of me. Because I'm marksman, I like to freaking aim and hit a target, and I like to do it with and I always had, since I was a little girl, I did it with knives, I did it with axes, I did it with throwing stars. I just have always been into that outdoorsy stuff, Marksman, I missed expert by one, so I think it'd be because I have some abilities and aptitudes in that area that it's my responsibility that I teach people proper safety and things like that, and don't fear things, I don't fear guns, I respect guns, it's the people that kill people, not the guns. So I always work to try and keep teach people to keep themselves calm, and, don't let it escalate to the point you ever wanted to freaking shoot nobody. That's the coward's way out, man. People who can't contain their emotions enough that you can't it's the coward's way out. That's karma you don't want, and that's several incarnations left, and I ain't trying to... ain't that kind of party for me. And then finally I'm going to end up on the ritual. It's another thing, is like, I talk about doctors and their egos, because you got to freaking, you're paying for their egos when they're making $1 million a year, 1.5, and they're only doing like selected surgeries, like 20 surgeries, and, you break it down, that's a lot of money for very little work, and you're paying for their ego. The thing of it is, and I was watching tonight when he was preparing, I get the ritual of it, it's a and that's where the doctors kind of freaking turn the knob, is because we trust you to take care of us, and you just don't do that just because you have the ability. You do that because you get paid, and that takes where's the humanity in that? So, but I could recognize, and I understand the importance of having an ego for doctors, because it takes ego to freaking cut into a human being, man. I mean, I always had to nurse my own wounds, and I've had some pretty gnarly wounds, and some of them like make me go hoo, and I'm a first responder, and I always get like a little dizzy, lightheaded, but I always press through and handle the, deal with the triage, and then after the fact, kind of mind the dip, but I see the ritual in the ceremony, in the surgery, preparing the instruments and all that and stuff. But people got twisted and taken a little far, and the difference is see, as a doctor, as a practitioner, you're authorizing consent, but when people start doing stuff like that without people's consent, and I'm talking like manipulating people, and like, whining and dining people to get to, young boys and girls to hang out with you, and then you do weird kind of stuff with them. That's manipulation too. That's not free consent either. So, this is Scorpio season, man. We're only going to see more stuff. It's only going to get freaking more sordid and freaking in freaking seedy, dude. The veil is freaking falling, so just, find something that you believe in bigger than you. Enjoy the ride, y'all. Hope you have a rad evening. Peace.